Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with The Dangers in My Heart or Boku no Kokoro no Yabai Yatsu episode number 1 reaction. Alright, this show. Before I begin, I've actually read the manga. I read the manga, I think like the first couple of chapters, and not couple but quite a few chapters I read, and it was still ongoing then when I read it, so I stopped reading it. Obviously I never really got back to it, so that is why now that we have gotten the anime and I'm reacting to it, I might actually remember parts of it in the first few episodes, like maybe first 4 or 5 or 6 episode I might like actually remember stuff from like when I read the manga. But after that I doubt I would know anything because I stopped reading it and never really got back to it. However, one thing do remember is having a great time with this, and I had such a good time and I was really impressed by it. I actually made a video recommending this manga to everyone on my channel, and yeah, I like that part is very vivid in my brain. I enjoyed the hell out of this manga. It has one of the two most wholesome characters. Like, I remember the girl being one of the most wholesome character ever. I really remember that, and I really remember how their relationship changed in a very positive way, which I never expected. You know, and I was thoroughly impressed by it. So that's why I really liked it, and I actually made a video recommending this manga. But now that we have the anime, I'm definitely I was going to react to it. So here I am reacting to this show. So like I said, I don't think I remember much of it. So probably a few things will come back to me, but let's watch this again. I've forgotten most of the stuff, and yeah, let's see how this anime goes. I hope that this anime becomes quite popular. Like Dress Up Darling came in like and took the whole anime community by storm. I doubt it'll be that impactful, but I'm sure this will be quite impactful. A lot of people will definitely like it. Anyways, let's begin. This is episode number 1. Let's get started. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Play the original video alongside my reaction and sync it to the timer, and let's begin. All right. So here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Murder Encyclopedia. Here we go. What type of conversation are these guys having? Whacked off in a toilet pit? Yo! Yeah, all in his head. Yeah. Oh my god. This guy is so Anna Yamada. Okay, that's her name. Oh my god. This kid is so edgy. Oh god. Oh boy. I'm smiling because, like I said, I've read the manga and I do know what happens. Oh my god, stop. Oh god. Yeah, you're just edgy. That's it. What's with the music? Yeah, in other words, I don't have any friends. Oh! What? Yeah. I don't think you can decipher that. What did she even say? Like, have what? Oh God. Yeah. Potato chips. That's a big packet. What the hell? Oh my God, that's huge. Yo. Does she does she not realize he's watching this? Human anatomy? What? What is she doing? Nation. Yeah. Box cut. Hey yo, what are you doing? He has a box cutter in his pocket. Well, oh my God. Yeah, katta yatta. Yeah. Wait, who uses a box cutter to cut a newspaper? Oh, I guess you can use it like that, but yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, I forgot. Come on. That's your price possession. Yeah. She's like, oh, this is yours, isn't it? Ah, that what? She was going to give him the empty packet? Oh my God. Where's the box cutter? Ask her. Oh Lord. uh, hmm. Oh my God, stop that. How old are you? I doubt that. Hmm. All right. What? That's not nice. Okay. Wow. Oh my God. Yeah. Political party. What's she doing? Yeah. She's probably hungry or something. I don't know. Or maybe she's feeling hot. She's actually crying. What? I thought she was hungry or something. What the? Oh no, the box cutter. Oh my god. Hey, don't do that in the middle of the class. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be the. Like it was probably something else. Probably some kind of something got in her eyes or something. The hell. Hmm. Tch. Moe anime, kind of. Wow. What are these kids? What? Ah. These kids. These kids. What? Oh my god, what's going on? She's eating. Is this her food eating? She was at the library to eat food. Yeah. My god. Hmm. Oh, he's here. Oh. Ooh, is he? That's probably not going to happen since he said that. Oh no, he won't like that. Yeah, he's like, there you go. All right, calm down, dude. Oh god. I probably don't. Oh, oh my god. Oh no. Yeah, that's just a local ghost. Yeah, she knows that he was here, so. No, no. You think there'll be a cat in the school library? Oh God. Wow. Yeah? Wait, what do they think? There's cats in the library? Wow, she actually makes such good cat noises. Oh God. Alright, there you go. Oh boy. Oh, Yama. Yama books. Hmm. Oh my God, look at the dress. Death? Oh, that's her, isn't it? Yep, that's her. The way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her. Yeah. Oh, because she's a mod. Is that why? They're like, okay, let's move. Wow. Wait, whose autograph? Okay, no, stop. Oh no, she's gonna. Oh, I was gonna say. Okay, don't do that again. Okay. Imagine coming to a store to show that you're the model in the. Wow. Oh boy. Horrors. Hmm. Wait, is she only. Oh, there she is. Oh, wait, I thought the girl in the front was also her. Probably not. In the front page. That's not her. Okay, never mind. Yeah, inside the. Okay. Okay. Why in the. Hmm. Great. Oh. Oh, there you go. She probably really doesn't know. Oh no, no, she probably. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, she's actually trying to. I'm actually confused. She. Oh my god, that's that's cringe. I feel like she actually doesn't know. Yeah, she genuinely doesn't know. Oh boy. She genuinely doesn't know. Great. What's wrong with the kids here? What is this? Is this normal? Why is there suddenly no people on the streets? Oh, Abby does. Oh, damn. Okay, you could have actually hit her, but damn. Oh, it actually went in the water. That was impactful. No, well, he just felt like it, What? That's that's one of the worst excuses I've ever heard. Kate one. I was stolen away. All right, there you go. Oh, is this the opening or the ending? All right. Oh, it's the opening, I think, or is it the ending? I don't know. Let's see. The opening, most probably. Oh, Nbuna did the song. I was thinking, I was like, where have I heard this voice before? Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, nice. There you go. That was the first episode. So, like I said, I remembered, barely remembered much. Few things I kind of remembered, but nothing much. Most of the things were like as if I was watching it for the first time, and yeah, that was really good. And now this is the reason why I said that, like why I thought, like why I was like especially attracted to this manga. It's because it starts like this, where there's like this, one, like one guy who's like not really uh, that used to, like like talking to other people, always like in his head like delusions and stuff, kind of edgy. And then there's this girl who's like this crazy popular and beautiful, who is kind of, whose head kind of works in weird ways. And like they're like obviously worlds apart, but that's not the thing. The thing that, like the manga gave a vibe where, it's I got the vibe of one of those mangas where it would kind of drag out for a long time. And like the relationship will not really move that much forward. That's the vibe I got. However, as I was reading it, I realized that in weird ways these two kind of connect. And it kind of went on, and the actual development was quite nice, which I really appreciated. And that's why I really liked the manga. The couple of, the not couple, but the few chapters that I read. And like the pace that I thought it would go with, and the way that I thought the relationship would progress, is not how it happened. And it happened in such a way that was way better. The interactions were genuinely interesting, the way they interacted. And like in weird ways, like I said, they kind of connected. And that's what I really appreciated about the manga. And I'm getting that feeling back again as I watch the first episode. And like I said, it's been a while, so I've forgotten most of the stuff. And that's why after watching this, like the anime, I'm getting reminded of the few things. And there's a few things which I've forgotten are genuinely catching me by surprise. For example, that part where he chucks the the bicycle, and goes and crashes and falls in the river. I kind of forgot about that. And it happened like that. That's why I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. That's how he decided to step in, in that manner. And yeah, and like this is going to continue as we go forward into the story. And it really becomes like, the development really kind of progresses and evolves into something really sweet. The connection that these two start having little by little. Yeah, and that's why I'm really looking forward to watching this. Anyways, this episode, it began with it began with her, yeah, him, like being like, oh, like the thing that's in my head is murder. That's literally how the manga starts as well. The first panel, that's what he says. He has a murder diary or whatever the hell that is. And like I remember at first being a little bit put off as to how extreme he is. But little by little I realized that that's just him. That's just him, and I kind of got used to it. And that's why I feel like a few people will probably, in the beginning, the way he was kind of like, like that part where he was talking about Yamada's dead body or something like that, I feel like a few people will be put off by that. And I was also kind of, I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell is up with this kid? And then, like I said, as it went on, I kind of got used to it. That's why you can probably see my reactions to this episode when he was talking about all of that. I was just laughing because I got used to him by the end, like like his crazy things that he like just says and comes up with. So I'm sure a few people will probably be like, like like what's up with that? Like, what's up with this kid? But that's just him. You gotta accept him for that, like because he's literally this. And he does kind of develop later on, but for now he is like this, You need to get used to this. And yeah, most of the things he says, yeah, he definitely doesn't mean that. He has this edgy way of looking at everything. So, just ignore all of the things that he says. And yeah, all right. So yeah, we begin with him just in his delusions, and the other thing, the kids behind him, these are some wild kids. Like, what's up with them? Like they're just I don't know. I guess it's just, but how old are they? Like, what type of conversation are they having? Like, I'm pretty sure they're like, I don't know, like, but I guess kids these days, like, I guess they are like them. But yeah, like, that was wild. They were like having like a whole conversation about, yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. While, like, in front he's just sitting there and he's like getting pissed off at that, and not only that, he's also looking at Anna Yamada, and he's like, oh, like, like, I want to, like, like, the person I want to kill is her. And like I said, this part, I'm pretty sure a few people will be a little bit put off by this section where he literally says that all I want is to see that beautiful face writhing in pain. This is some like things, like what can I say, like I've read a lot of, like, like, not read but watched as well, like, a lot of like those detective stories, and like detective animes, like thriller animes like that, and a lot of visual novels as well. The thing that he says here is literally half of the murderers, the people who become murderers, they say, like, all I want to see is a beautiful face writhing in pain. That's why this part, when I read it in the manga as well, I was a little bit put off by this part. I was like, what the hell is he even saying? Like, how edgy is he? Like, this is like a limit of, like, like edginess. He's like going way past that. Like, who says this? But yeah, accept this. Like, this is just him. Like, he comes up with these weird things and he just blurts them out. So yeah, just ignore that. Either way, yeah, in his head he's like thinking of all of this, and when Anna looks at him, he just looks away. And yeah, and then he like just talks about that whole part of, like, oh, I want to see how his like how what did he say, how I bet she look as beautiful as a corpse. Oh my god, this part, like, I remember a certain visual novel that I read, like the murderer who was the murderer of the visual novel, he literally had this as a motive for killing certain people. This was literally that character's motive, like this twisted motive he had. And listening him say these kind of nonsense, I'm like, calm down. Oh my god, her body will belong to her killer. Oh. And he says every night I think about it and hate. At least he's aware of the fact that what he's saying and thinking is in all sorts of crazy. Oh boy. Anyways, and that's literally, I think, like, obviously, like, later on we kind of see how he's like in his self esteem is so low. This is also probably one of the biggest reasons, because when he's calmed down, like, he probably thinks of how messed up his head goes towards, in messed up directions. Even though those are delusions, those are still thoughts that he's having, and he feels bad for that, and his self-esteem is so low. Because later on we see when he's not able to do anything to help Yamada out in that situation, that final situation, he's just trying to convince himself that, yeah, I'm not good enough to do anything in this situation, like that type of thing. Previously, when he was looking at the book with Yamada's photos, he's like, oh, we are way worlds apart. Another reason, his low self-esteem. is this that's also another reason. His delusions kind of, he thinks about like all those delusions in his head, and kind of himself realizes like what he's doing is messed up, and his self-esteem goes lower and lower because of that. But it's like a cycle, it continues. And yeah, either way, later on, we see him leaving his classroom and going to the library, and he sees like Yamada over there. Now I still don't know what the hell she said here. She stops him. She says, I don't know what the hell she said there. I still don't know. He says something with the stuff in his mouth, in her mouth. Oh, she probably said I've only eaten one. That's what she was putting. Okay, I think that's what she was saying. Just a minute. Just a minute. No, I still don't understand what she's saying, but I'm pretty sure that's what she's saying. She's probably saying like, "Oh, I've only eaten one," like. Either way, he's like, yeah, sure, fine, whatever. Goes and behind the bookcase, and we see Yamada's antics here. And I love how he monologues everything that he, like, not monologues, but he kind of retorts back to everything, like the whole bokeh Tsukomi thing. Like she's like the bokeh and he's like the Tsukomi, which is doing, she's doing something crazy, like weird thing, and he's like retorting back, like like giving his Tsukomi, that kind of thing. And for example, she eats the food, finished eating now, and takes out the potato chips, and it's like party pack potato chips. She's eating it, and he's like, wait, what the hell? She just had lunch. Isn't that a party size bag? And she's like smiling and like just humming a song. it's so funny seeing her just having such a great time to eat. Like I've never seen anyone eat something this happily. She's like moving her, like I've seen people listen to songs like this, just like this, yeah, like songs like in the headphone in their ears, and just like bopping to the sound. She's doing that for eating. She's eating and bopping her head, and even tapping the desk, like humming a song. That's how happy she is to eat. That's impressive. This one was very cute. He said her humming is getting more like an ape. Oh god. And he's like, what is this girl? And yeah, then she brings out her like the marker pen, and she's going to write on her like project. And she didn't get enough. This part is so relatable. I remember like doing the same thing, where I started writing something big, letters, and then realizing like the final part, I don't have enough space to complete. This was relatable. And like I said, he's like acting like the bokeh while she's kind of like the Tsukomi. She does that, and he's like, oh, see, you run out of pace. And then she puts it back, and she's like, huh. And he's like, don't pretend that it's no big deal. And then she lost her box cutter, so he thinks, wait, what's the guy's name? What's his name? Wait. Just a minute. I did they mention his name? I don't remember. Maybe they did, I just forgot. Or maybe they still haven't mentioned his name. Anyways, whatever his name is, he's thinking that, I have my box cutter with him. Should I give it to her? But then he's thinking that, she's going to get put off by it. Like, this is the thing, he knows, like what people might think of this. Like, there's some people who are actually oblivious to the crazy edgy things they do, and they don't really realize what they're doing and why people are getting freaked out by it. However, he knows what he does is actually like extreme, and that's why he knows, like, if he like brings out the box cutter from his pocket and gives it to her, there's a high chance that she might be like, oh, like, why are you putting a box cutter? Why do you have a box cutter in your pocket? Like, like that she might react. He knows that. However, this is Yamada, like she doesn't care. Her head is like in a completely different universe. So in the end, like she was like tearing it up with her hands. So he's like, oh my god, like she's going to ruin it. Let me just go and give the box cutter to her. Now another thing, I don't know why she was using a box cutter to cut a newspaper. Like I feel like scissors would have done okay, but why box cutter? I don't know. Anyways, whatever. He gives her the box cutter, and she's like, she doesn't even like like care. She like takes it and like does it. I love how he's like, oh yeah, I'm just using my box cutter. Ah. And then she puts it back and she leaves. She probably either forgot or because of her, like normal, uh, like sometimes it happens. Like a friend gives you like something to use. Like I've done this like thousands of times. Like for example, like in my class, I forgot my pen or an eraser or whatever. Like I'm like, oh, like can you lend me this for today? And the other kid's like, yeah, sure, gives it to me. I use it, and then I forget and just take it back home because like I've forgotten about it. Like like since I usually put my pen back in my things, I just put his pen back. And then after going back home, I remember like, oh, like wait, I just brought his pen with me. So yeah, next day I go back and give it back to him. That type of thing, it happens. So she put it back and she just forgot, probably, and she leaves. And her friend is like outside, and he's like, oh no, my box cutter, my prized possession. He like goes and like is intimidated to actually ask for it. Either way, her friend is there outside, and she's like, oh, you're again like like what are you doing, you're again eating or something like that. And I love how she tries to like cover it up. She's like, oh no, I'm like hiding it back. And then like it's like the party chips packet. So her friend is like, what the hell, you're eating this? And she gives it to him. I actually thought for a moment, like like she's giving it to him as a thanks for the box cutter. But no, she gives it to him. There's a few inside, and he's like, "Oh, is this for me?" And she sees that there's stuff inside, and she's like, "Oh no, there's something inside." Eats it and gives him the empty packet so that he can throw it away. And her friend is like, "Oh, don't use other people as to do things that you should do." Either way, then like he goes back, and later on next day when he comes back to school, Yamada has put the box cutter in his table. So he realized that Yamada actually knows where he sits. Either way, later on, he sees that this one other girl saying something like, oh, I changed the complete project, because you did some weird stuff to that. So like it wasn't looking good. And he gets angry because like this was supposed to be a project done by Yamada using his box cutter, and this girl completely changed it. How dare she? That type of thing. Oh god. Anyways, and he thinks that, oh, Yamada's probably sad because like she hasn't used her thing. I don't think she cared about it. I'm pretty sure Yamada was hungry. I'm pretty sure that was the reason why she was looking so sad. She couldn't care less about the school project done by the box cutter. Like no, not box cutter. Sorry, done by her. So yeah, I'm pretty sure she was hungry or something. Either way, she like they go in front and they're like doing the project. It's like something for the political party or like a research on the political party or something. And like when he goes to the front with the other guys alongside him who are showing the project, he's looking at Yamada and sees that Yamada is sad, and he's like, oh, she must be sad because she's like her the thing that she did wasn't really used. Now I think she was hot in this moment. She was like fanning herself or something like this, and she was sweating. I think that was literally the reason. And now I don't exactly know why her eyes were filled with tears. Like, oh, no, not that. Never mind. I was going to say maybe she. Why am I even trying to decipher this? Like, yeah, like I was gonna say maybe she looked up and like there was like the light or something that struck her eyes, and no, I doubt that's the reason. Like the only thing I can think about here is like something got into her eyes. That's why she was crying. I don't think she was crying because she was hungry. I don't think it's that serious, her hunger. But it's probably that, or I don't know, or maybe it was something else. It was definitely not the reason why he thought that she was crying. He thought she was crying because her project wasn't used, and she felt sad about it. I don't think that was the reason. I doubt that. Um, Either way, it's like her eyes start kind of watering. I think that was why like her probably something got in her eyes or something. That's why it started watering, and she kind of looks outside when the helicopter comes in, and like he's like, oh no, they're going to see her crying, and she would be embarrassed about it. And to make other people look at him, he kind of just tears up the project, and he's like, oh, it's already done, so that's why I thought I should tear it. And everyone's like, attention is towards him, and he's like, oh, thank God. But then he realizes that Yamada is completely normal now. You know, like she's like, oh, look at that plane. you know, she doesn't care. While everyone else in the classroom are actually looking at him in a weird way. They're like, what the hell is up with this kid? Why did he suddenly tear up the project? So there you go. Yeah. Either way, that was that. Later on, we see Yamada just sitting on her friend, on her friend's lap, and yeah, and those friends, those guys at the back, they're saying weird stuff again about them, and like saying like, oh, like imagine that, like her friend being a boy and her sitting on his lap, all that stuff, and this guy, what's his name? Just a minute. What's that guy's name? The guy with the buzz cut. Um, I don't know. Whatever his name is, he likes Hara. That girl. The the girl who's a little bit, chubby. She's like, oh, I like that type of girl, and you know, that was that. And then the next scene, we see him, like what's oh god, I really need to know his name. The main character. I don't think they mentioned it, did they, in this episode? I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, he comes to the library and he sees Yamada eating again. Either way, yeah, Hara comes in, and then Yamada and Hara starts having talk, like conversation about eating and food, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to do a diet," and and while Yamada's logic is like, "Eat whatever that you want," like I like like that type of thing. While in comes this guy. Okay, what's his name? Let's see. Kanzaki. There you go. That's his name. Kanzaki and Hara. So Kanzaki comes in, and he actually called her out over here, probably to ask her out or something. And he just comes and sits down here, and Yamada's being like a major third wheel, just sitting there. And like the main character, he's like, oh my god, Yamada, like it's like try to think what this situation is. However, she's not getting it. She's like kind of interjecting in in the conversation. And yeah, Kansaki starts talking like when Hara says like I'm going to go on a diet. He's like, oh no, maybe not, And then he starts saying like, oh, like I like girls who are a little bit chubby, and starts like saying it in a weird and very creepy way. And little by little, Yamada realizes what's going on, and she's like, oh my god, wait a minute. Was he like going to confess here or something? Like then I'm actually being a problem here. I'm actually being a third wheel. So she realizes that, and I love how like the main character, he just like he's like leaning in so into the bookcase that like a book falls, and they're like, oh no, what's that? And like Yamada's kind of signaling him to like act like a cat or whatever, and is that what she was signaling him to do? She's kind of like clearing her throat. I genuinely don't understand how the hell does this kid, like the main character, decipher her words. Like she's like clearing her throat, and he thinks that she's telling him to act like a cat. When? How? I don't even know if he's interpreting her what she's saying incorrectly or something. Was she really telling him to act like a cat? I don't know, genuinely don't know. But anyways, he thinks that she's telling him to act like a cat, so he does a very bad cat impression. And Yamada's like, no, I have to do this. And Yamada gets up, goes back, to behind the bookcase, and she does a very accurate cat impression. And thankfully, this is enough to trick Hara and Kanzaki, and they like start talking about cats. And Hara's like, "Oh, this is like one of my cats." They kind of fight like this, and and then the main character, Yamada tells the main character to do another his cat impressions, and they go back and forth a little bit. And there you go. They kind of worked out. Like Kanzaki and Hara starts talking about cats, and they leave. So now I generally don't know in which school in the library do cats actually have, like, I don't know. I generally don't know. Like, is this a thing? Like, I feel like maybe some cat like sneaked in or something in the library. Who knows? Either way. Yeah, so there you go. That after that, next scene, we see the main character. He goes to a bookshop, and he was going to check out the book where Yamada was there. She's a model, one of those magazines, and he's like, oh, I cannot go in with the school uniform. Yeah, because people might see, like that type of thing, wearing the school uniform. He brings it, like, he wears his clothes, and he's like written like death and everything, like with the chains and everything. Like, that's so edgy. Either way, he gets in, and he looks at the magazine, and he realizes that Yamada's also here in a disguise. And he goes to like a cover, and first he's like, is this really Yamada? And then when he takes out her glasses, he's like, oh, it is. And I love how Yamada was actually trying to, kind of a little bit show off, like when there's like two girls come in to check out the magazine. She's like, kind of acts like very nonchalantly, tries to just interject and make them look at her, so that they realize that they'll be like, oh, you're in this magazine, like, oh, that's so cool, like that type of thing. She was thinking. Now here's the thing, was that actually her in the front page? I still don't know. I probably not. So I think maybe the main reason why they weren't able to recognize her was, yeah, because they haven't seen the inside of the book, or even if they saw the inside, they probably wouldn't have realized it's her, or something like that. Who knows? But either way, Yamada tries too hard. That's why they're like, oh my god, what's up with this girl? Like, they kind of get freaked out and just leave without even buying it. And she gets depressed. She's like, oh no, and she leaves. Oh no! Before that, she tries to put the book in like two places so that people could get it. But then the books store manager comes in, and she puts it back. Anyways, the main character, he buys it just because. Though they they, yeah, fine, I guess I'll have to buy to make up for the girls she's scared of. Yeah, definitely not because he wanted to buy it, because those girls were scared of. Yeah, definitely. Either way, he goes back to his room, and he starts reading it, and he sees inside one of the pages, not one, two, three pages back to back, Yamada's there. And he looks at that, and he realizes, he's like, yeah, like we are too far apart in different worlds. And he chucks the magazine back in the bin, and he's thinking back in the past, and he remembers when he got admitted to the school. Everything about him is very average, while Yamada is this shining girl. This part. Oh my god, this part is. He says would be a waste not to use it at least once, I guess. and he takes it back out, and then I'm pretty sure everyone, yeah. Oh my god, this kid. I'm pretty sure you can guess what he did. In the next scene, morning, the book is beside his bed, and he's outside, like cycling, saying, "Hardly got a wink of sleep last night." Oh my god. Oh god. God. Anyways, after that, he sees like Yamada being pestered by this guy, and at first he thinks like, oh, is this the boyfriend or something? And he gets depressed. But later on, when he goes in front and realizes that this guy's name is Haruya Nanjo, he's just a random guy trying to pick her up, and he's like, oh, it's just that. But then still he realizes that he's actually bothering her, and like he's talking about line and stuff, and she's like, line, like what's that? Now I genuinely don't understand. Like, this girl actually confuses me. There's some things that she genuinely doesn't know. Like, she says that, oh, I don't know what line is, and then the other guy, he's like, oh, what the hell are you saying? You're joking, right? Like, how do you keep in touch with your friends then? And she's like, we read each other's minds by tuning our brains to the same. Like, obviously that was a joke, but I generally, like I said, that's why I'm saying I'm kind of confused by her few things that she says, because like I don't understand which ones are a joke and which ones are the actual. Like, this whole conversation, there were times when I thought that, oh, she genuinely doesn't have a line and she doesn't know what it is, and there were some times that I thought that, oh, she has a line, but she's just acting like this so that she doesn't have to give it to this guy. There were like certain sections that I felt like that. So I still don't know if she has a line or not. Even by the end of it. Like, maybe she was actually legitimately saying that she doesn't have a line. Or maybe she was just acting like that because the guy was so persistent. I would say she has a line. She was doing that just because the guy was persistent. Because in the end, she does take out her phone. Like she doesn't like it. She was forced into doing it. She did take out her phone, which kind of indicated that she did have a line, I guess. But anyways, like, so she's like, look, I don't have a line, and he's like, you're such a jokester, you're funny, like that type of thing. And he's like, oh, you're quite funny, and she's like, am I? How so? And she gets excited about this, and starts like talking to her, and he says that, okay. He says that whole line, I don't know what line is. That's quite funny. And she says, I've got used to that so many times. I've got it down to a science. Oh, okay. This indicates. So yeah, she was lying. She does have a line. So she kind of let that slip out. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that answers my question. And while reacting, I really wasn't able to concentrate on this part and didn't really understand what she said here. So yeah, she blurts it out suddenly. Like she was actually acting that as if she didn't have a line. She did have a line, and she was just like doing that so that he leaves her alone. But like it's out of the bag now, and either way, like main character, he's like getting like kind of like sad and like jealous about this, and he obviously he cannot do anything in this situation, and he's kind of just like standing there like thinking, and in his head he's like just repeating. Either way, later on, like this guy is so persistent. Like that was way too overboard. Like, good god. And he's like literally like grabbing her hand, and he's like, oh, like give it to me genuinely, and like like who does this? What type of creepy crap is this? Like, is this how people like like try to get other people's number nowadays? Like, acting like this? Like, what the hell is wrong with him? Like, I don't know. Like, whatever. Like, that was way weird. And yeah, in the end, she literally forces her to take out her phone, and obviously he sees that, and he's like, oh, I should do something here. Now I feel like either way, the guy probably wouldn't be able to get her number, because her friend actually comes in, like Yamada's friend, and she was like going towards Yamada to probably like like go and talk to her, and she would probably understand what's going on, and she probably would drive the guy away over there, and she probably wouldn't have had to give her line ID to him. But like before that, even before that, the main character, he decides to do something, and this is the only way he knows, because obviously he is not, he's not uh, confident enough to go up and tell the guy that, oh, you're bothering her, what are you doing, leave, like you can clearly see that he's not comfortable, she's not comfortable, so stop bothering her and just go. Obviously he cannot say that, because he's very like timid and that. But the only way he could do something is just sacrifice his bicycle. He just chucks the bicycle like down the hill. It gets to the thing, literally crashes and like just goes into the river. And that was such a huge thing. Obviously, like everyone goes and sees what the hell went on over there, and they forget about the line incident for a moment. And the funny part was that he didn't realize that Yamada's friend was behind him, and she saw the whole thing, and she came and she's like, and Yamada's like, what the hell happened? And she's like, oh, he, okay, wait, do they say his name? Just a minute. Ichikawa, thank God, that's his name. Ichikawa. All right, I'll try to remember his name. So yeah, he says like, oh, Ichikawa just chucked in his bike flying over there like that, and that's what happened. And that's the funny part, because he thought that nobody saw that. She saw that, and literally the next moment goes and tells Yamada. So obviously Yamada probably realized what happened here, like looks at him, and she's like, why did you do that? And he's like, well, and looks at her, I hit the gas instead of the brakes. Yeah, great excuse. And Yamada probably realized what happened. Like I think she probably realized that he did that to help her out or something, and she starts laughing. And she's like, oh, you're funny, Ichikawa. And there you go. That was the end. So a very, very wholesome start. Even though the guy is kind of crazy in his thoughts, his delusions are wild. But like I said, yeah, you'll get used to it pretty quickly. And anyways, like I said, I do remember this being one of the most wholesome shows, and it gets better and better every passing chapter. And this is just the beginning. So I'm really looking forward to seeing these two character development and how they develop in their their relationship, and they're going to reach a stage where which is something that you probably would not even expect, seeing how this guy acts like now, Ichikawa, the way he acts now. Later on in the future, he's going to go through a very nice character development. And as far as I can remember, yeah. And it's a very wholesome, that their relationship becomes very wholesome, and it's he's weird like this, but little by little, they start interacting more. Like now it's just them kind of back and forth, like few words here and there, that type of thing. But it generally develops into something really nice and wholesome. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to that, and looking forward to that development. Either way, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. This was my reaction to The Dangers in My Heart, or Boku no Kokoro no Yabaiyatsu episode 1. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, and comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of The Dangers in My Heart. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.